I'm Coach Reynolds, Southwest Shooting Authority again. We've got another little video for you. And today we're going to demonstrate what some people call ringers, or cut shells and shotgun shells. We're going to make the top half of this shell fly as a single unit, as one projectile, instead of multiple projectiles with the BBs. For all practical purposes, as it leaves the barrel, it's very much like a slug. When it hits, it's very much like a glazier safety slug, or a little fragmentation round, an anti-personnel round. To do that, you're going to take your pocket knife or a razor blade very carefully, and actually you're not going to do it, I'm going to do it. We're showing you so you don't have to. We're doing this so you'll just see how it works. We want to cut this shell all the way through, right at the wad, right at the cup in there. We don't want to get down into the powder. Don't want to get so high up into the shot. We want to get right into the wad. Now, what is the purpose for this? Is it just fun to play with, or does it have a real reason? Our reason here, and we're going to make this pretty obvious here in a minute when we demonstrate how we shoot this. If you're out somewhere during a situation, a long-term disaster preparedness, survival, whatever you want to call it, and all you have in your pocket is what you've been hunting quail with 7.5 birdshot, and you get lost or something, and you find out that you're in bear country, or you've been followed by escaped convicts. There's a lion around there, whatever the case may be, that you may need something a little more horsey than 7.5 birdshot. You can make this ringer and have, for all practical purposes, a very hard-hitting, heavy-duty projectile there. They don't penetrate as well as slugs, and that's good. That's not what we want them to do. Slugs will go through both sides of a car. What this will do, once it gets through the window or through the door, it'll go in pretty good, and it comes apart as soon as it exits the medium. Now, obviously, it's not going to shoot through 2 car doors or through an engine block or anything like that, like a slug might. But there's a lot of useful things for them. We're going to do the same thing with double-aught buckshot. See, we've done the same thing here. Cut it all the way through. This is double-aught. This is the 12 pellet double-aught by S&B. And we're also going to shoot it over a chronograph, so you'll see what kind of energy you're getting out of this one projectile. We've got a couple of simulated walls that we've built here with sheetrock and paneling and stuff. And we're going to shoot through those. We're going to shoot a couple of cinder blocks, and then we've got a slug and some other things to compare it with. So we're going to do several things here, and we're going to single load this because it's not cut the other way. Out of a Mossberg 590, this is a 18.5-inch barrel, cylinder bore choke. Let's see how fast it goes here. We're about 12 feet away from the chronograph. Okay, we've got 1,212 feet a second, so we're gonna figure that's all right. We're gonna try to fire this as a Wes. Hold that for me just a minute. We're gonna shoot it into this target so you can see that it does arrive as a single projectile. We want to demonstrate that it does indeed hold together. Some shells obviously do better than others. Make sure that that's cut right there. All right, and thank you. Now, because they're short, they don't always eject well, so that's something you need to be aware of when you work that action. Unless it's a break open, you may have trouble getting the shell out of there. All right, we're about probably 15 yards from the target here. See the hole in the center there?
Yes, sir.
That's good, Jay. All right, we have a simulated wall, 4-inch thick sheetrock, half-inch sheetrock on both sides, full of insulation. We're exactly 7 yards away from the wall, and we're going to see what kind of penetration we get, and what the danger is to anyone on the other side of that wall. I'm going to shoot this one a little bit high, and then we have a double-aught buckshot that's cut the same way, and we'll see how it does, what happens to it when it goes through there. All right, here we go. I'm gonna shoot this one a little bit high. Get down here a little more level with it. Okay. Now this is very impressive. Look what happened here. A little bit of an oblong hole. We've got a lot of stuff coming out of there, and it's kind of tore up, but this is what's left of the shell. Look at the back side of this. Being behind the wall is not going to help you any. Now look what it did to the target. As it come through there, it come out of the wall pretty much in one piece, pretty well. You got a heavy concentration of shot here, quite a bit all the way around here. This is 7.5 shot through a 4-inch wall. All right, here we go. I'm gonna shoot this one a little bit lower. Okay, now that one held together after the shot, so we don't really learn anything from this. Let's see what it did anyway. We have the wad come out of here, the 12 BBs, pretty much the same pattern on this side, opened up a little bit through a 4-inch wall. We definitely don't have any protection there from a double-aught buck. Let's try that again and see what. Okay, what we've got now, 7.5 birdshot. The wall that's simulated there now is would simulate paneling, masonite paneling on both sides. There's 1/4-inch masonite on both sides of that box. Still at 7 yards here. Okay, interesting. 1/4-inch masonite, single hole, opened up a little bit. When it got to here, got some big pieces. That's probably maybe part of the masonite here. The majority of it here, pretty well concentrated. So there's I think the uses and benefits of this are becoming obvious here. All right, 12 shot or 12 pellet double-aught buck. Same thing, we'll shoot a little lower. Looks like the wad went through here. Each one come through. We have, okay, looks like there's some pieces of wood or masonite there. It looks like double-aught, probably not that beneficial. This is a regular slug. We're gonna shoot that slug into that cinder block. Number one, we want to see what it'll do to the block. I think it's pretty obvious. But I want to see what's gonna happen to that guy standing behind there if we do that. All right, here we go. Okay, just a little bit of peripheral damage right there, very little. That's it. So it's birdshot with a cut shell, a ringer. We're at 7 yards still. It's 5 yards from the cinder block to the target. Let's see what happens here. So far, it doesn't look like a whole lot of difference. Okay, it busted the block up just as well. Still nothing in the target, but you see what it could do. And there you have it. And that's our latest presentation for you.